And we are back with Commissioner Director Joe Sileo of Cumberland County, New Jersey.
Welcome back. So, Joe, I have a question because I did have to pick myself up off the floor because as a politician, to hear someone want to live within their budget and means is welcome news, but shocking because most, the only thing worse, trying to wean a politician from overspending, in my opinion, is worse than trying to wean, a heroin addict off of, their addiction. Because when it's OPM, right, other people's money, most politicians go, oh, yeah, we can spend more. And what we try to tell people is the government cannot spend any money that they don't first take from someone else. So there is a stewardship aspect that you're spending other people's money. But I want to take this to a broader perspective because, we talked before the show and as people know, we have a long-standing relationship, but there's not just Cumberland County, right? Let's talk about the state of New Jersey a little bit. And maybe you can give our listeners perspective because is there a red wave? Because what I'm hearing is that a lot of the county levels are going red. Now there's some, Camden, the cities, Newark, different. But what else is going on around New Jersey? Because I think not only you want a beachhead and give people hope, but it seems like New Jersey's moving the other way a little bit. Almost elected a Republican governor last cycle, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
As you can probably tell, if you look at the map of New Jersey and picture it like a thermometer, you're seeing the bottom of the thermometer, how it's always red. Cape May has always been a Republican county. Atlantic County has been somewhat purple, somewhat blue, somewhat red. It's gone fully red now. You have Ocean County, which is also red, Monmouth County, as you go up the east coast of New Jersey. Then you have Salem County, which turned Republican several years ago. They saw the light, as they say. And then if you move further up into Gloucester, was turning red. There was 2 Republicans voted in on the last election. One did lose, so there's a back and forth situation going on there. There is a strong Democrat party there now.
Let me ask you, how many people? Oh, we got the IDs up. How many people, Joe? I'm sorry. How many counties are there in New Jersey? Just to sort of frame it.
There's 21.
Of those 21 counties, how many are Republican controlled?
I would say out of the 21, probably close to, and I'm guessing off the top of my head, 12 to 14.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so over
like half.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And I guess my question is, how much, there's one thing when a county is historically Republican, and there are certain counties, like, again, I don't know the history of, let's say, Monmouth County, where there's Red Bank and, that kind of thing. But I guess since 2018 and 19, when this wave started in Cumberland County, how many counties, and again, I'm not going to hold you to exact numbers, but are there counties that are moving red? And if so, are they the same kind of issues that move Cumberland County, or are they different issues?
They have different issues. They have different issues. You have much more wealthier counties like Hunterdon, Warren County, which is on the west side. They're strictly Republican as well. Somerset County, where Jack Ciattarelli is from, is more purple. It was all red at one time. You probably remember that, Robert, because I think you're from that area, if not mistaken, Bridgewater.
Not only am I from that area, I went to high school with Jack Ciattarelli.
There you go.
Okay. Haven't spoken to him in a million years, but I know he's running for governor in 2025. So maybe you can reconnect him to us and we'll have him on the show when the time is right. But yes, I know Somerset County quite well.
That's right.
So I'm curious because I'm looking at the precinct map and I'm listening to you talk. And so is New Jersey like a lot of states? Like if you look at the California precinct map as an example, the entire state of California is red except for LA, San Francisco, Sacramento, the major metropolitan areas. Do you think that New Jersey is similar in that way? That there's actually probably, it almost sounds like they're like the Republicans or the conservatives or the not crazies, as I call them, are just starting to come out of the woodwork.
Right. Your counties that are closer to New York, Essex, Hudson, Middlesex, Union County, they're the ones that are strictly Democrat. Those 4 are the big ones. When you get outside of those areas, then you see more conservatism. They're more densely populated in the cities, and you have more diversity in those cities. But then on the other hand, Cumberland County is the most diverse county in the state of New Jersey.
Oh.
Which is interesting. And we still flipped. We still flipped. When Tony and I ran and won, we won by 4,000 votes, even though we were outnumbered in our registrations by almost 16,000.
What's the percentage? What does 4,000? How many votes were cast?
And at the time, that was a gubernatorial election, so that was higher. I'd say we were in the 20,000, 25,000 mark, which was still a low turnout.
But you won by 4,000. Wow,
close to 4,000.
That's like 25%.
Yes, we did.
Wow.
And again, that was also Senator Testa was running at the time as well. So not only did we have his name recognition, but we also had Tony, who was our first Cuban and Hispanic commissioner, voted in, which shows that the Republican Party is not the old saying, white, male, and pale. Mm-hmm. We have a very diverse county, and we also have a very diverse Republican commission. If you look at Senator Testa's 2 running mates on the Assembly, you have Eric Simonson from Cape May County, but you also have Antoine McClellan from Ocean City area, who is one of the first black assemblymen to be voted in as well. He's now the minority whip.
Well, remember,
wait a minute. If you're black and you're Republican, right?
You're not black.
You're not black, or you're an Uncle Tom or something. Because
I was going to say.
The minute a person of color, runs and or wins as a Republican, they're a token this, or they're an Uncle Tom that, or they have to be marginalized because it runs contrary to the Democratic narrative. Joe?
I've never seen as much of a gentleman as I have with Antoine McClellan. He's a perfect gentleman, and I think that his merit and his demeanor and his personality goes a long way. I don't care if he's purple, red, blue, or even black. He's a good man.
Well, you should let him know he's not black anymore.
Exactly.
See, you don't actually have a diverse commission, because if you are successful or a Republican, you're white.
I got it. Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I hate to crush your dreams here.
And you're a racist, right? I mean, we're all racist now. So I mean,
we got viruses in our brain. Remember?
I think the connecting dots to all of this is the word meritocracy. Right. Mm-hmm. And I rail about this all the time, Joe, which is, I don't care if you're red, pink, purple, blue, green, fat, thin, tall, ugly. I don't care. I want the best person, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of, frankly, political persuasion. I don't know about you, but if someone's building a bridge I got to drive over, I want the best engineer. If someone's operating on me, I want the best doctor.
Right.
Do we really care that, we want the best person, but they have to be black, or they have to be pink, or they have to be white, or they have to be, the racial lens that has been foisted upon this country, Joe, and in states, that are diverse is I think the antithesis of meritocracy. And I think the competency issue is one of the reasons it sounds like you guys won in Cumberland County. Just my opinion, of course.
Can I say one more thing? You brought up a very good thing about diversity. I'm not a fan of the DEI proponents in this country right now, because if you reverse the letters, it'll be DIE, and that's what's going to happen to this country if we keep doing what we're doing, because I would prefer a pilot on an airplane to know how to fly the plane as opposed to having whatever type of ethnic background they have. And I don't care what ethnic background, but he better be pretty good, because I want to get 2 feet back on the ground. And this is how I hire people.
That's exactly right. Do I want a pilot who cares about what kind of genitalia I have, or do I care about the pilot's genitalia, or do I care about their competency?
Only if it can fly.
That's another subject that you really want to get involved with the Vineland Board of Education, because they just voted down to to amend rather. I think it was HR 5626, which basically was the Parents' Bill of Rights. And about...
they voted it down?
They voted it down, which now put them into jeopardy with the AG in the state of New Jersey, because they don't want to have basically parents not being told what's going on in the classroom.
Good for them.
Yes, so that's another subject matter. And there was a big board meeting of that particular. That was a few weeks back, and a lot of people turned out to say, "Hell no, you guys must go."
So I want you to tell everyone in Cumberland County, whenever the Board of Eds, whenever you hear DEI, it doesn't really stand for diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI stands for division, right?
Exclusion,
and intolerance.
That's right.
That's right.
Right? It's division, exclusion, and intolerance, and this crap. Am I allowed to say crap, Ericka?
You are. Crap is not a bad word.
Okay, because being from New Jersey and this D's, Dems, and Does sometimes comes down to me. So when I'm talking to a lawnsman like Joe here, where we grew up sort of in the same way, my inner Tony Soprano starts to come out. Is all I can tell you. So, but
forget about it.
Forget about it. So, Joe, I want to segue because there's such great things happening in New Jersey, and like I said, we're going to continue to cover this with you, and maybe we can bring some other people in, especially so our listeners understand. I know this is Super Tuesday. I know everything is focused on not only Super Tuesday, but November 2024. But in 2025, there are two gubernatorial elections in the country, and an off-year election. One is Virginia, one is New Jersey. So there's a lot that's going to be focused on New Jersey after the political junkies get past, Trump winning in 2024. Right?
Can I make one plug?
Let's talk.
Can I make one plug? All right.
You can make two plugs. Three
All
plugs.
Right, I'll take two plugs.
Okay.
Number one is that in 2020, excuse me, not in 2020. Yes, in 2020, when the Murphy was voted back in, if there were 650,000 Republicans in the state of New Jersey that did not vote, if only 10% of those people voted, then we'd have a new mayor. We would have a new governor, Jack Ciattarelli. This coming election in 2024, where we have a presidential election, we have a senatorial election, we have Menendez now on the ballot, which is now we call him Gold Bar Menendez.
Exactly.
We have a gentleman by the name of Curtis Bashaw. He is a Cape May County resident. He is the owner of the Congressman Inn. He's an excellent gentleman, has the means to run for state senator. United States Senator.
Senator.
United States Senator, my apologies. And he's a true down-to-earth conservative. During COVID, he fought Governor Murphy. I should say Director Murphy, because that's what he thinks he is. Or King Murphy, as a couple other people say. Mm-hmm. That he wrote a letter to the governor to basically say, why are we staying shut down in COVID when you're running around walking with people face to face, and yet I've got to shut my hotel down and not even operate? It made no sense to anybody, and he fought that tooth and nail, and he makes good sense, this gentleman. Curtis Bashaw, he's for United States Senator out of New Jersey, please.
Good.
Thank you.
So we are glad to give him that plug and glad to give him that help. Look. Let's talk about Senator Menendez, right? Gold Bar Bob is, I think, what you should call him.
Yeah.
And not Gold. Gold Bar Bob sounds so much better and more accurate than Gold Bar Menendez, don't you think? But on a serious note, if you look up the definition of political graft, they've got Menendez's picture right next to it. Sort of reminds me of the old mayor of Jersey City, who shall remain nameless, right? But if you go back to the early, the days of Jersey City in, late 1990s, 2000. But Menendez is part of the Democratic machine, Joe, is he not?
Absolutely.
So the likelihood is he gets, look, he may go to jail, but he'll be reelected. If the machine works and people stay home, like you said, he's going to get reelected. maybe go to jail later. But let's talk about the Democrat machine in New Jersey, because that's really what you're fighting against. It's like Tammany Hall Redux, as far as I can tell.
Well, there is quite a bit of a machine there. We have the Norcross machine that works very well, has its claws in a lot of different things. We have a previous Senator Sweeney, who I know. I've had a couple of conversations with him very, very briefly. Senator Testa knows him well because of being in the state Senate along with him. He's probably going to run for governor this year. And that's going to be an interesting fight between Jack Ciattarelli and Mr. Sweeney. But the machine itself, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about the machine because, and again, as people know, I'm from New Jersey originally, and truth be told is you can take the boy out of New Jersey, but you really can't take New Jersey out of the boy, right?
No,
so it's one of those things. But it really is the machine. So I live up in New Hampshire, which is sort of, along with Vermont, one of the real bastions of retail politicking. I would say the New Hampshire voters, and I'm not comparing them to New Jersey, just giving you a contrast, very well-informed voters, very politically involved. They like to sort of kick the tires. That's why we are first in the nation in presidential primaries. But there is, is a party structure, but there is no machine on the same level. And what I'm trying to elicit from you without getting you in trouble is, trying to give the listeners some sort of understanding. When you use the word political machine, what's that really mean? Because it's bussing people in, it's paying this, so without getting yourself in trouble, Joe, explain the machine.
I got you. Well, here's the thing: that political machine is a fine-tuned machine in the Democratic Party. But what you're seeing now is the Republicans starting to basically embrace what the Democrats have done over the last few years. We have had major messaging. Our texting program that, again, the senator has installed in all our phones. We're using also different types of applications in your phones and in computers to start going after the voters and get them out. It's basically to embrace also early voting. Early voting is a very, very good mechanism to get people out, because remember, the Democrats always start early. They have maybe 200,000 votes in the bag already, even before the election day. We have embraced that tremendously. We are seeing now it turn after the last election is passed between the three commissioners and the surrogate and the sheriff, how much we surpassed the Democrats. I think they're starting to throw in the towel. I think they're seeing a losing battle come across, and I think they really realize that the Republicans are on the rise because we're starting to embrace their methods, their methodology, and how to go after people. Now, there are some things that they're doing that are not up and up. It's hard to prove these things. I want to be very careful with this particular subject matter. But if there's one thing that Republicans have to realize, if you don't go out and vote, your vote doesn't count either way. And that's the most important thing, because at least you get a chance to count. Where if you don't go, you can't be apathetic to the situation. This is your life. And this particular election now for presidency, the next 4 years, I'm telling you right now, this country will not be what it is that you think you have today. It'll be nothing but a small sliver of what it was today compared 4 years from now.
That is an excellent, excellent point. Commissioner Director Joe Sileo, thank you so much for joining us here today on Of the People. You guys go check out more about the commissioner. You can go to Cumberland County NJ, as in New Jersey.gov. Find his page, Joseph-Sileo. Learn more about the commissioners. And I would just venture, I'm offering this up, Commissioner, that they should holler at you. They should call you if they're interested in running for office, if they want to participate, if they want to volunteer. What is the best way to get in touch with you and your team or whoever to get them started and get them bring them into the fold?
Well, there's a couple of ones. You can get a hold of the Cumberland County Real Republican organization, or you can get a regular organization, or you can get involved by calling Cumberland County office, the administration office. They'll direct you directly to me. On every one of my business cards is also my county cell phone, and I answer the phone.
Excellent.
That's the one way. If not, the liaisons for the county are also your commissioners. And there's also ambassadors that we actually put in place too this year, which actually speak to each township. There's 14 townships or municipalities in Cumberland County, and each county commissioner is assigned to that county and will answer your questions. And
I
also
love it.
All the help we could use. Believe me, we're looking to make Cumberland County great again.
I love it.